Welcome back. In today's video, I'll show you how to use calendars in Primavera P6. One of the most important steps in setting up any schedule is by having a calendar. By the end of this video, you will know how to create calendars, assign them, and decide which one is right for your projects. Let's get started. So today we'll be looking at how to create calendars. Calendars, they control working days in your schedule. They control non-working days. They control your working hours in P6. They also affect critical durations, your critical path, your resource availability, and even project dates. So if your P6 calendar is wrong, your entire schedule will be wrong. So that's why it's very critical to take note of whatever you're doing on your P6 calendar, because it will determine whether your schedule is correct or not. So first, let's open calendars. If you want to open your calendars, you need to navigate to Enterprise. So if you can see my mouse, Enterprise. So you click on Enterprise and you go straight to calendars. So this is where you create your calendars. Now, in calendars, we have three types of calendars. We have three main calendar types, and they are one global calendar. That's what the one I highlighted here. This is your global calendars. They are available to all projects. Then the next is your project calendars. So these are only for one project. They are not being shared by two other projects. It's just one project. Why the next is what? Your resource calendar. It's assigned to specific resources. So as you can see here, you see this Frank Chu information technology. So it's assigned to specific resources. It helps you to show your calendar days. That's when the resource is available for work and when the resource will be on leave or whatever. So, if you're assigning a calendar to a resource, especially when your schedule is resource driven, you have to ensure you use resource calendar. Okay, moving on. So let's create a calendar. How do we create a calendar? So usually you create a calendar from existing templates. You create a calendar from the existing templates like you have in your global space. So you can copy any from there. So now let's create a project calendar in this space. If you check this project now that I have open, it doesn't have a project calendar. So let's create a project calendar. So first you click on the type of calendar you want to create. So are you creating a global calendar? Are you creating a resource calendar? Or you're creating a project calendar? So in this case, we've agreed we're creating a project calendar. So you click on add. So once you add, it opens up the defaults for you, that the Primavera calendar defaults. It opens that for you. So it gives you an option to choose from. Then you can now modify. So in this case, I'm going to choose 510. 5 by 10. That's what I'm going to choose. So then you will now rename it to what calendar? So I'll use tank 001. So I'll use TK 001, or I can name it completely tank 001 calendar. So this for this project specifically. Yeah. So then you need to also, you don't know what you've copied. if it's in alignment with exactly what you want, or what you want, the days you want off, the timings that you've agreed contractually on that project. So you want to open up that calendar to be sure that the settings are correct. So first you do what, you click on it, you go to modify, click on modify. So in modify now, we're going to be looking at our work days. We want to define our work days. So on this project, we want to make our work days to be 6 work week, 6 day work week. That means we'll be working Monday to Saturday. Sundays will be rest day, as different from the normal default, which are 5 days as work days, then 2 days, 2 days as your weekends. So you need to be you need this information usually comes from your contract document. Contract document on the to stipulate the work days. Is it a 5 day work week? Is it a 3 day work week? Is it a split, work from home, work sometimes in the office? So depending on whatever information that is in your contract, so that's what, or maybe your organizational structure, your organizational structure, the way your organization works, or maybe a project specific details really. So in this case, because it's a project, we're using also a project specific detail. So we click on this. Now we're trying to set up the work week, the work days. So we say Saturday is going to be a work day. So here you have total work days, and you're seeing this is this. So click on work periods, right? So you don't need this for now. So I'm going to this detail, okay? And you're seeing that all these dates are, so I click on work. So Sunday so I'm changing that to non-work. So I'm clicking on this is work. So I'm just trying to pick all of them, make sure it's what work, right? So I put that on work. Now the next one, so I want to ensure that the whole of this calendar, Saturday is work, and not is not a non-working day for Saturdays. Of course, I've set this already, but I want to make sure that every week is work, right? Good. So I click on this. Good. So this is what I have. I have my um Saturday, Sundays. My Sundays, they are all blank. That's fine. My Saturdays, so Saturdays I need to open them up. Now, this is where it becomes interesting. You need to be very detailed. So in this case, we are assuming that with its standard working time, even if it's on Saturday, we're still working normal 8 hours. 8 hours, hands on 8 hours with 1 hour break, right? So our assumption is that we are starting this work by 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. So from 8 to 9 to 10. So each of the boxes represent 30 minutes, right? To 11 and to 12. So it's 12 our lunchtime start. Now put this work, right? Then my lunchtime is 12 to 1. So from 1 p.m., work starts again. And so I have 4 hours here. So I have this is 1 hour, this is 2 hours, this is 3 hours, and this is 4 hours. So I'll change this also to work, right? So that is sorted. So that way, all the other weeks, so you see, it's the same thing here. So in this case, the other days, they commence 7 and they close 9. They commence 7 and they close 9. So I want to make them uniform. So I'll go back to Monday. Remember, I'm doing 8-hour work week, not 9 hours, right? So I'm closing this, I'm making these ones a non-work, and this is a non-work. So I change this to non-work, right? Then while these ones, um, okay, so this one work. So this 8, 9, 10, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's what it is for here now. I'll go back to Tuesday, the same thing. Tuesday, get is off hook, non-work day. Why? Here is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, anyway. So this going off here. Okay, so this sorted. So we're going to Wednesday. Wednesday. So we're gonna make this non-work day as well. Non-work day. Make this non-work day. Here, make this non-work as well. Okay. Thursday, same thing applies. Just make this non-work day. This one is okay. So that's fine. This Thursday is fine. Then Friday. Friday, we're changing this also to non-work. And this also to non-work. Good. So this is sorted. So the timing is properly set and everything is set. So let's say okay. So with this, you have a calendar that is created that has 6 work week. That means you're working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're going to assign now. We're going to, so this is how to create these calendars one after another. And I've showed us how to also change the timing, how to change to 8 hours per day. Or so remember each of those boxes, each of these, let me still go back there. So each of the boxes here, you see, then this is not, this is a work day. This is a non-work place. So I'm changing it back here. That's a non-work. So you see how the ones that have been changed back, you see how clear they are. The ones that are weekends, you see their color highlighted. So those ones are non-work day. So if what it means that if you're coming to work on that day, you'll be paid extra. And some it will be like the normal pay you're supposed to receive. Okay, so that's said and that done. Sure. So I wanted to explain that each of these boxes is 30 minutes. Each of these boxes it is 30. So if someone gets you to do a job and it's working by hours, so this is what you use to, to arrange yourself and calculate from what time to what time and how many hours in all that you have done. Okay. Now I want to assign this calendar. I want to assign this calendar. Remember, you know that Calendars, you can assign several calendars to your schedule. You can assign several calendars to schedule. Okay. So let's assign now. Let's assign calendar. So as created, so this is your calendar column. So usually you can bring it out from here. Okay. So your calendars, you can bring it out from your columns. You can bring it out from your columns. So usually this is where you have your columns. So this is it. So you can bring it out from where your columns are. So I can, demote this or promote it here. So this is the column. I have it already. Usually when I'm planning, I have it already here, but this is how to pull it back. So you have it on that general, and then you can now bring it out. So I have my calendar here. So if I want to apply this calendar now, remember this project, you see, because I've created a project calendar and it's only on this project. So you see so I need to now assign that calendar. So here I don't have that project calendar that I created. Remember the name of the project, the calendar I created is Tank 001. But here I have standard corporate calendar here. So I want to now assign each activity can only take one calendar. You can't have two calendars on one activity, but you can have several calendars on a project. So in this case, I'm going to assign this, right? I'm going to remove this one that I had before, this calendar, and I'm going to take the one for project, right? So I've clicked this and I'm going to type. So if I open this, I can say pick project calendar, and from there I just get this done. So you say I've assigned that color. So this is how to assign. So the first thing is you create, going to enterprise, and you create your calendar. After creating calendars, then you have to assign a calendar. So I'll assign this calendar. And if I want to assign this calendar to multiple activities, so I can easily just assign on this first one, maybe all the projects. So I just scroll down, use my fill down key, and I'll fill it down. So I've assigned, I can now refresh. So I can refresh this so that everything will be all right. Good. So I'm refreshing my data. So it takes yeah, good. So that done. So that done. So good. So I have my calendar assigned now. So some of the best practices that you need to note, right? Never change a calendar already used by another project. It's a no, no, no. Because if you alter it, see what I did now. If like it was an existing calendar that I changed, I would have altered that existing project. I would have messed up that project. So don't go into an existing calendar and alter it. Always copy, paste, rename, and modify. So copy an existing one, rename and modify. So don't ever go into an already existing calendar and modify it. Even if you're changing calendar on that project, maybe there are some activities that have moved. You want to change a calendar to another shift. Maybe you're having two shifts calendar. Now you want to do three shifts calendar. It's better to create a new three shift calendar and assign that calendar to the affected activities instead of editing, updating the existing calendar. I hope that clarifies. Then name calendars clearly. Name calendars clearly. Those are best practices. name calendars clearly. So when you have your calendar, like I named this now, this is a project calendar and I named it TAN 001. So it's very specific. So that people don't make mistake. And also when you are naming, you're using your naming convention, name it what type of calendar it is. Remember the one we said it's a 6-day work week. So let's go back and rename that calendar like I'm mentioning now. So if I'm going to get where the calendar is, so we want to rename it to show exactly, so that even if it's a novice that opens these pieces and gets to this place, like what it has here, yes, it's showing that it is tank 001 that this calendar belongs to, right? But it doesn't tell us much about the type of calendar it is, like the information the calendar should convey. So you need to name it clearly to say like 5-day work week, 6-day work week, 12-hour shift calendar, shutdown calendar, and all of that. So in this case, we are saying it's what? It's a 6-day work week calendar. 6 days work week. Or you use, so usually what you use is 6 day work week. So it's 6 by 8, right? 6 by 8. So what this means now, once this means is that it's 6-day work week and 8 hours per day. That's what this means. Once you see it this way, 6 by 8, that means it's 6 days work with 8 hours by 8 hours per day. 8 hours per day. Okay. So as soon as you see that, so I've renamed it, and it's showing exactly. So once you open, it's easy. So those are some of the best practices that you should. It's good to imbibe. Then the next is log down calendars before baseline. Make sure your calendars are properly set before you baseline. Before you would have checked your calendars, you would have checked your schedule, you would have refreshed like I did to make sure that okay, the sequence is aligned, because your calendars can actually mess up what you've done earlier, especially when you did not start with that particular calendar, you brought it in along the line and you weren't careful enough to set it up completely, to set it up properly. So you now have to, maybe you're supposed to choose one box and you now chose 2 or 3, or highlight the wrong week. So you need to now go check all of that and make sure that your calendars are properly set before you baseline. Then also review holidays and weather days before scheduling. Review holidays. So which days are holidays? So after putting in, you just refresh and check. So from here, you see this Gantt area, it's showing you the days, the days that are work days. So if I'm to change this now, I only refresh. So once I schedule, good. So it shows you, which days are public holidays, which days are work days, and which ones are not what work days. So you need to now check which days are public holidays. Are they correct on the calendar? Are they not correct on the calendar? If they are not correct, then you have to now correct them before you schedule. So I hope this is found helpful. Don't follow to like, subscribe, and follow for more tutorials. Just click on your notification bell so that whenever I drop new videos, you'll be one of the first persons to see it. Thank you. Bye. See you in my next video.